Hello ratbags, it's Jade. Welcome to the Rust Console Edition beta info you need to know about the extension of the beta test, how the progress has been going, what's it been like for the Xbox and PlayStation players taking part. Also, big excited news about Rust PC. Now I know these two things are very different. Console is obviously still going through the beta stage. We're not too sure what it's going to actually launch with, how close it's going to be to the PC version with its monthly updates. But they have added a bunch of new stuff to the staging branches, and this is going to be part of the April update for PC. And I'm pretty excited. Not know so much about the gestures, although that looks pretty cool. I am super excited about being able to play cards. Once back in the day, I used to run a little poker school. Me and the boys used to play for about 5 years straight, about 7 to 8 of us most times, and we'd play for some serious cash. I even used to play online quite a bit. The idea of playing a bit of Rust poker and taking people's scraps, I am down for this. So we'll cover that in a minute as well, but let's get down to the meat and taters. It's the console news. What's going on with the beta? So the closed beta test is meant to be finishing on the 29th. Now I'd say closed, but the limited version of it. If you don't know, Rust have set this up for the last few weeks where a limited version where basically the first round of invites were sent out, and since then they've sent out a bunch more to lucky participants to come and join the beta test for Rust on Xbox and PlayStation. The theory goes that once this closed limited beta test has gone through, they'll open it up to more and more people that signed up to get on the newsletter and take part in the beta at one stage. But at the moment they've been really trying to control the numbers. A new post today by Pedro Silva, the community manager for Double 11, pretty much details exactly the kind of stuff you would expect. The feedback they've been getting has been really good. It's helped them fix loads of bugs, help stability, server stability, and just pretty much get the game ready for a smooth release. Initially their plan was never to invite this many players for the closed beta test, and apparently it numbers in thousands, maybe over 100,000. But due to popular demand and for the sake of stress testing the servers as much as we possibly can during this period, we quickly decided to change our strategy. We ended up inviting way more players than we originally planned, and as expected this ended up triggering a lot more issues that we now need to work on. But ultimately this was the best decision. Keep in mind that the closed beta test is our big chance to pick on every single little detail we can and perfect it, and by greatly expanding the number of players in the beta test we end up getting a lot of information we wouldn't get otherwise. It's crucial that the team stays focused on performance and fixes in the run up to launch. Some of the issues facing players are beyond our control. Pretty much if you have put the wrong details in your email, you didn't link your email to the correct Microsoft account if you're on Xbox, because you have to go through it via the insider program, well that's your fault basically, or your problem if you switched emails. You can cry all you want, but it doesn't look like Double 11 will be able to do much for you if you've made a mistake. But either way, there are still literally hundreds of thousands of people with access to the beta. We can't respond to every individual issue as much as we'd like to, we just don't have the capacity at the moment. But don't worry, every report is taken in consideration, and our launch will have a much more balanced system to deal with this type of situation. We also expect that most of these issues will be resolved by then. Back to the beta. Yada yada yada, this period has helped him a lot, been testing stuff out. A big shout out and thank you to everyone getting a clearer picture of how the game behaves when it hits its high peak player count at the moment, as well as the need to support a large player base trying to connect at the same time. We didn't expect to hit more than 12,000 concurrent players during this test, but it happened and we're very happy with the results. So that's good news. We've also learned that some of the features didn't work properly and needed some minor adjustments. The team will keep working on those, as well as introducing new ones that we plan to have implemented before we release the game this spring. If anyone was expecting Rust to suddenly pop up at maybe the beginning of April, think again. I don't think this is going to be available for everyone to buy and play and try. I personally think it won't be until like the end of May. Overall, the game community has shown immense support and love for the game. We understand your responsibility for making this the best version of Rust console it can be, and so that's why they're going to extend that beta period for one more week. And in doing so, they are going to send more invites so even more players can come and try this very limited edition of the beta. So it was meant to finish on the 29th. It does look like it's going to be running at some point till the next week. I'm guessing at least 7 days, so we're looking at least the 5th of April, but I wouldn't count against it maybe being extended again, who knows. And this is why I really don't think the full release is going to hit at least until May at some point. Even if they come out with a limited edition in sort of the 5th of April, I reckon I'll probably take a couple days downtime to analyse data before maybe starting up a brand new date. I think they're going to go to them lengths. They're not going to just pop in and go, yep, we're done, let's go. I could really see them saying maybe even a week or so, taking a look at analysing data, seeing what's going on, making some changes, and then starting up the beta again. And this beta would be much more open to a lot of people that signed up, rather than just a very limited amount. I could be wrong on that, but judging everything I've seen in other games and the way they've done stuff and the way they seem to be quite careful at the moment with the Rust beta on console, I could definitely see that being a possibility. So take that into account, take a couple more weeks of the beta running for everyone, and yeah, it's easily going to be May before this game comes out, which would be absolute crap for me because I've got too much going on. Please don't release in May. Do me a solid, I can't be taking on all of these nakeds. Too much Mass Effect Remaster, Biomutant, Ark DLC, Subnautica Below Zero, and God knows what else with Valheim, Grounded, and everything else. I need sleep, Double 11, I need it! But yeah, I am predicting May for a release. Thanks again for the immense support, helping us test Rust Console Edition. We'll have more exciting news to share with you all during the course of this week. And that is looking likely to be some sort of presentation, as there's a lot of stuff going on at the end of this week. There will be more invites going out. I think they've probably done about 5 waves of invites as far as I'm aware. So the best place to keep track of that is following them on Twitter. Now, a little FYI, you've seen some gameplay. I showed you a little bit from the upcoming PC, and you may have seen some gameplay from the Rust beta on console. You can go and check them out on the Double 11 proper page. We talked about this last week when they revealed it. They did a sort of promo with IGN, and so that's why there's a bit of that footage floating around. This does not mean you can show your footage. Do not risk it for a biscuit. You could get banned, you could have your account frozen, even terminated by PSN or Xbox Live, formerly known as it's now the Xbox Network. So don't risk it, guys. It's not worth it. Wait until we're given the NDA all clear. And I reckon that will happen once the closed beta's gone and the new open beta will start to begin. So, is there going to be more info revealed? Possibly. Xbox at ID has got like a special event happening at some point this week. I think the 26th on Twitch. You'll get to see a bunch of reveals, 23 different games. Considering the big reveal for Rust was at like the Xbox event last year, or was it the Game Wars? I can't remember, to be honest. But I'm pretty sure there was a bit of confusion with worry that it might only actually be available on Xbox. So I wouldn't put it past them to maybe reveal some stuff. It does look like there's going to be some more information or some more gameplay shown off at some point in the next week. So go and follow the Xbox Twitch channel just in case it does appear on there. No guarantees, I'm not saying it has, I've not been told that, but looking ahead at what's going on with some events. There's also some other stuff going on with other events, other companies, other bigger websites also doing their own little events like IGN too. They've got a bunch of reveals coming on the 30th and the 31st of March too. So I fully expect to see some big announcements around Rust. Not the release date or anything, but maybe some more info that we've been after or some more gameplay. I could be completely wrong, but it does seem like there's going to be a lot more stuff revealed this week. Hopefully some of the crucial answers that we need to know about maybe the price, about the size of the servers, about the kind of content the game will have. So many questions that need to be answered, and I'm sure we're going to get the answers obviously, hopefully before release, but it would be nice to get nice and early. I don't want to be doing a video telling you everything you need to know the day before. I think the game's been out long enough on PC. They should be able to get their ducks in a row and tell people what to expect with the gameplay, what kind of stuff you're going to see. So let's take a look at this poker for the PC. Now obviously it'll be a while before this is ever added to console, but it's looking damn mighty fine. I want a card set like this. If this is actual merch, I want them. Apparently it's a real life thing, they're out there somewhere. It pretty much is poker. Looks like it's Texas Hold'em as well. There will be a flop, a river, etc. 5 cards, and I'm definitely down for playing some of this. Maybe I can rope together some bigger, much bigger obviously than me, Rust PC content creators, and school them a little bit. The new kid on town is coming for them. It does look really cool. I can't wait to try this. This is all part of the card games that come in. I'm not sure if there's going to be other variants, but yeah, for sure poker is going to be one of them. And then the gestures, it does look pretty cool. Obviously going for a nice and simple radial menu, so I can assume that will be rolled out to console fairly easy. At the moment, it's ridiculous what you have to do some sort of emote in Rust at the moment, like pressing multiple keys and shit. And these are obviously much more than what you can normally do as well in one go. So yeah, good stuff. This is all part of that April update. So there we go, that is the Rust beta news you need to know. It's been extended, so if you're looking for the release date of Rust, it's not going to be happening any sooner. It does look more than likely that whatever spring release they have, it'll be towards the end of spring, which runs all the way until June, by the way. I'm not going to lie, if you guys want to launch it in June, I can handle that wait. June's a quiet month for me. And I'll be back next week with more info. Any reveals that get done over the weekend, I'll give you a roundup next week. I'm on holiday now for a few days, so enjoy the carnage in the beta and keep it up, rat bags. Laters.